Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today we're gonna try Dior Sauvage, the original Eau de Toilette. So I got a little sample from the store. I was about to say that I don't want it, but I realized it was the Eau de Toilette that I haven't tried, so I was really happy to have it. Usually it's the Eau de Parfum that we get as a sample. So now here what it looks like. It's pretty much the same as every little sample of Sauvage. There's a little picture of the bottle also. And there's a little text that says Sauvage Eau de Toilette, an overdose of freshness, the invigorating top note of a peppery bergamot, the pure and noble trail of an amber wood. So let's try to smell. Now I'm gonna do my vision on Sauvage Eau de Toilette, and I'm gonna also compare it to the Eau de Parfum, which is the only one that I reviewed. The only one I smelled them all on paper. And before the elixir was put in the market, I reviewed the Eau de Parfum. And at that time I said that I really didn't enjoy the Eau de Parfum, and a lot of people said that the Eau de Toilette is the best, or at least at the time before the elixir, that it was the best, and that the Eau de Parfum was the worst. So I think it's going to be good to compare both of them. I think that they're not really, especially in the Eau de Parfum, the most popular nowadays. It's more about either the original or especially the elixir. Now, one thing that I really hate about Dior is that the sample is having an horrible size. I literally can wear the fragrance once, doing 5 sprays, and I need to hope that I can have a 6th one to put on the paper when I'm going to do the review. There's probably have 2 spray left, just how it is. I think they should be a bit more generous because wearing the fragrance once is not really enough to give you an idea of the fragrance. But anyway, first thing I'm picking up, there's a really sweet note that comes with a bergamot note. That sweet note, there's a lot of cashmere. Picking up some coumarin, even though it's not disclosed in the note. Yeah, it's pretty much coumarin, cashmere, and ambroxan. That sweet note. It's a blend of all of this. Actually, I think that blend have a little something like that old Invictus Aqua type of fragrance, like Mont Blanc, Legend, Spirit, for example. I wouldn't say that it's not the same, but I would say the blend, it's probably inspired. One of them inspired the other. But the fragrance is really different. Picking up some pepper. So I'm picking up some Sichuan Pepper, but the Sichuan Pepper, it's pretty much the cashmere. Like the note of Sichuan Pepper and the note of cashmere wood more than cashmere that makes those notes. Picking up some cedar, picking up some elemi also. I think the elemi contribute to that little feel that I say of that sweet note. I would like to say that I'm picking up some lavender, but it's not quite lavender. There's some linalool in the fragrance, but with the blend, it struggles at really being lavender. Also, there's a note of geranium, but it's really as an undertone. It helps kind of blend the fragrance, but it's not really there as a strong dominant note. On my skin, what I'm picking up, there's a lot of bergamot, a lot of pink pepper, and a lot of Sichuan pepper. And there's a little bit of ambroxan, a little bit of lavender, a little bit of geranium, and a little bit of elemi. As it dries down, I'm picking up still a lot of bergamot and a lot of cedar, and a little bit of ambroxan, a little bit of Sichuan pepper, a little bit of lavender, a little bit of vetiver, and a little bit of geranium as it keeps drying down. And the base notes, I'm picking up a lot of ambroxan and a lot of Sichuan pepper. So I'm picking up a lot of elemi, a little bit of cedar, a little bit of vetiver, and I'm kind of picking up some patchouli, but it seems more to be in like a supportive note, and it's probably not real patchouli. It's probably some aroma chemical that smells like patchouli, or if it's real one, it's really like there's not a lot of it. Projection is not really good. It's really more of a skin scent on me, maybe like feet around me. People would be able to smell it, but it really goes close to the skin. And this is something that I saw with Sauvage, like the Parfum. It's something that also was bad with me. Projection and longevity was really horrible on me. Longevity in this fragrance is pretty good. I've lasted like 7, 8, 9 hour. Really, it was really a skin scent for a long time. It was more toward the 7 hour. It's more than average, but it's not crazy. Now, I would say that probably a lot of the ingredients over there are not stuff that goes really well on my skin. Pepper and cashmere are not notes that usually tend to be powerful on me, especially cashmere. All the other notes are not really powerful. One note that could be powerful is the note of lavender, and there's not a lot of lavender in there. So that's probably why it doesn't project a lot. I think it's really my skin chemistry, because a lot of people say that it projects like crazy, lasts long like crazy. There's probably a lot of it, that a lot like the blend, the ingredient that makes it not work with me. So for the complete note breakdown, top notes are bergamot and pepper. Heart notes are Sichuan pepper, lavender, pink pepper, vetiver, patchouli, geranium, and ilimi. And the base notes are ambroxan, cedar, and labdanum. Now to compare it to the Sauvage Eau de Parfum, I still have a sample. As I told you, they gave me like 1,000 samples of the Eau de Parfum, so I'll be able to really smell it side by side. A lot of people say that the Eau de Toilette is more sharp and metallic than the Eau de Parfum, and I would say, just like with a simple impression, both fragrances, they seems to be pretty much the same fragrance. It's not like Codigo Absolu that is like completely different fragrance that have a little something, or all those like Amen Flanker by Mugler that are like completely another world. It shows that they are the same like fragrance and the same line and everything. There are some difference, but they are really similar. I would say that they probably did some change in the note breakdown, in the ingredients that they were using, maybe with how they were using it. They probably did some little tweaks in there, but the biggest tweak I would see with the Sauvage Eau de Toilette and Sauvage Eau de Parfum would be the addition of a lot of synthetic musk. I see that there is some ilimi in the original Sauvage. I would say that they probably replaced it by musk, and they really put a lot of musk in the Eau de Parfum. And I would say maybe they did exactly the same fragrance, and they just say like an Eau de Toilette is like 10% fragrance material, and an Eau de Toilette is like 15%. So they probably that 5% left like difference, they probably just put musk, maybe galaxolide or something like that. It's what it seems to me. They probably tweaked it a little bit, but the difference was just pure galaxolide or another synthetic musk. That's the biggest difference. I would say that the Eau de Toilette is better. About the specs of the fragrance, how it reacts on my skin, it's better. The smell also is more interesting, but there it's still Dior Sauvage. Now, where I would see this fragrance? I don't think it will be such a good business scent, though I think it's nice, it's fresh, it's clean, so you could pull it off, especially if you're younger, but it's not really what I would recommend, though it would work. As a dating fragrance, I know a lot of people love this fragrance, especially a lot of women love this fragrance, so will work really well. This is where I would see this fragrance, one of the two places where I would see this fragrance. Actually, there's the only problem that a lot of people have this fragrance as one of those popular fragrances, so I would not recommend it for that reason, but for the fact that a lot of people have it, it's because it smells good and it works. It will still be a good fragrance as a dating fragrance. In the summer winter spectrum, I would say it's pretty much a summer fragrance. The projection is not crazy. I think it will depend on who you are, how it interacts with your skin. I heard a lot of people saying that it projects like crazy, so maybe they tone down the fragrance a little bit. You know, seems like some brands, they do this when they release a new fragrance. Heard that Aqua di Gio got weakened a lot because they want to sell the other flankers. Maybe they did the same, I don't know. I tried it now with a new version. I got it like a month ago, I think, at the store, and they didn't have it before. So it's a really new sample given by Dior. So it's really the newest formulation. I cannot say if all version will be weak or if it's my skin. Personally, I would say it will go well as a summer fragrance and it won't be good as a winter fragrance. But again, you need to try it on your skin. And as an everyday fragrance, I think it will be pretty good. It's where it will shine the most. It's a mass appealing fragrance. It smells fresh and clean. It smells good. Will get you compliment. It lasts not quite the whole day, at least not on my skin, but pretty much. The only bad thing is I think the fragrance is really overpriced. It's the kind of fragrance that I think if another brand would have released it at first, would not have been so popular. We just think about other fragrances that were released that are extremely similar, like it's a Luna Rose, I think it's Carbon, that is really similar. And there's also, I'm not sure if it's a Cool Water Parfum or Eau de Parfum, but one of those two is really similar to Sauvage. Those fragrances were popular when they went out, but now they are not so popular. And I think if it would be another brand than Dior, this is what would then happen with the fragrance. So it will go well as an everyday fragrance, but I think it's overpriced for that. You're better off with Cool Water, forgot the one that is a clone of Sauvage, or with Prada Luna Rosa Carbon. You'll get it for cheaper and will do a better job as a fragrance. That was just my opinion, but this is what I think. But I think in the end will be a good everyday fragrance, good dating fragrance, and a good summer fragrance. It's where I would see it, especially as an everyday fragrance, because people just love it, just fresh, it's clean, it's just good to wear as an everyday wear. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If it's the case, well, like and share. If you tried Sauvage, tell me what you think about it. I know that is sometimes a little bit of a divided fragrance, so tell me what you think about it. And also, if you're a fan of Sauvage, tell me which one you think is the best. So, thanks for watching, and see you soon.